Hi, Dr. Tamara White, back again, back again. I hope that you're excited about being here, and I hope that you were able to put some of those nuggets into place on our last session where we were talking about knowing what your purpose is. So let's go ahead and move in and dive into what we have today. Today's topic is about following your values. So I welcome you back. I want you to go ahead and grab that pen and that paper so that you can take some copious notes and implement them. It's nothing like taking a bunch of notes and doing nothing with them. We want you to implement them. So once again, I'm Dr. Tamara White, your host. I am founder of the Courageous Woman Network and all of that and a bag of chips. So today we're going to be talking about following your values. I want you to know that as we're beginning to talk, that, none of us were born with courage. It's not something that we came into the world with. It is something that we must develop. We must develop a courageous muscle. It's simply defined as being able to overcome adversity. That's all that courage is being able to overcome adversity. So if you were to take a moment to think about when was the last time you had to overcome adversity in your daily lives? It could be something on your job. It could be something personal. It could be something in your neighborhood. But, on a day-to-day basis, I want you to just really think about and jot down when's the last time that you had to display a courageous attitude or courageous moment. And when we think about courage, we think sometimes, what do we think about athletes that have the courage to get out there and do what they do? Public speakers that have to get out and do what they do. People have stage fright, but they still push forward. When we think about the firefighter who has to go into a burning fire to rescue someone. Yes, it's a part of what they do, but it also takes a lot of courage to do that. And then we think about military personnel going into war. That takes courage. And the list could go on and on. Firefighters, law enforcement, those type of folks that are on the public service line. But in our day-to-day lives, how are we exhibiting courage to have the courageous life that we want? And so living courageously is about building up that strategic muscle so that when things come your way, you're already prepared. Mentally, you already know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, what you're going to say yes to and what you're not going to say yes to. It's really about having that confidence in your daily living. So I want you to be honest with yourself, and I'm going to look at my notes because I have to. It means sticking to your values. When we say following your values, I want you to think about what are your values for your life. When you were growing up, your parents taught you values. Don't take from others, be polite, say thank you. Those are some values at the lower level. But what about your higher end level right now? What kind of values do you want to have in your adult life? And so we want to be honest, even when it means losing something. It's something about going to bed at night, ladies, and thinking about laying your head down and you can feel good about that day. You can feel good about making the decision that you had to make that might have been a hard decision for you. We might have to, and this is a tough one, ladies, you may have to let go of people, places, or things in order to develop that courageous muscle. So let me just repeat that. You may have to give up people, certain people that don't take you down the right pathway, certain things that don't take you down the right pathway, or certain places that don't take you down the right pathway. In order to build that courageous muscle, are those kinds of things standing in your way of progressing in your life? So I want you to think about that. So, what do you believe to be right, regardless of what other people think? That's your value. What beliefs do you have are your values? So, developing those values are part of the daily life to get you back up again. And then, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. You get up and confess that mistake. You dust yourself off, and you keep it moving. You just keep it moving. I think in the last video, I talked about believing in yourself, and that is truly the epitome of having courageous living. When people believe in themselves, they're able to do tremendous things, awesome things, audacious things. When you see people out in the byways and highways of life, and I saw something not long ago where the woman swam across the Atlantic Ocean or something like that. That takes a lot of courage to do things like that. You know, people that climb Mount Everest takes a lot of courage. Those are the higher level things, but just in your daily life, you don't have to climb those type of mountains to be courageous. You just need to climb the mountains in your life in order to be there. So I want you to be honest when it means losing something. I want you to let go of people, places, and things that may not serve you. I want you to believe in yourself, and I want you to dust yourself off if you make a mistake and get back up again. You know, it's all possible. Everything that I'm teaching here are very simple strategies to courageous living, to be your best self. And this is step number 2, which is to follow your values. Sit down with yourself. And I'm always saying that everything you're going to hear on here is about sitting down for a moment, being still, and being honest with yourself. You know, what values do you have? I know in working with clients, a lot of times they say, I've stepped away. That's one of the number one things people say is I stepped away from my values. I knew that that wasn't who I was. I knew that I was making a mistake when I did it. I knew that that was the wrong move. Don't let that become a pattern for you. Know what your values are ahead of time. Build those into your heart and your mind so that when things happen, you already know how you're going to respond. You already know there's some things that come your way that you already know when it comes. I'm not going to go there anymore. I don't want to be around him or her anymore because I know when I get there, it's always some kind of trouble that brews. And countless people have told me that I shouldn't have even been there that night. I shouldn't have even gone to that restaurant. I shouldn't have even accepted that phone call because once again, it's drama and problems that you don't need to be about. So think about the things that we're talking about today. And so your assignment, I'm always going to give you an assignment. Get ready. Always have a pen and paper somewhere or do a recording on your phone or something. I want you to be mindful, to be present with yourself, to practice courageous living in your daily life. And you may say, Dr. Tamara, what does that look like? So your phone rings and someone's offering you to do something, go somewhere, what have you, and it's not lining up with who you are. Or it's just something that you don't want to do. It doesn't always have to be anything more than that. You're just not wanting to do something. Then be able to say no without any apologies. Just say, no, thank you. I'm just not interested in doing that. Practice that courageous muscle in your daily living, and then that will build you up and people will be able to, they'll respect you even more. But they'll say, hey, can't call her about such and such because she's not gonna be down for that. People will begin to know you more. They will respect you more because you're standing up for yourself and your own truth. So creating that respectful muscle for yourself, I want you to journal. If you have an opportunity to journal during this time, to write down your feelings and your emotions that come up when you may have to tell someone no. What does that do on the inside of you? Is it turning or churning your stomach that you have to say no, or that you can't respond in a way that people want you to respond? Remember, on this series, we are talking about living our truth and being our best self. And that's how you get to live courageously, is about believing in yourself and living your best self. So I want you to commit to one thing. My next point is I want you to commit to one thing that you're going to do between now and the next version or the next session that we have. One thing that you can do that can really stir up your courageous muscle. So for instance, is it that you need to have a courageous conversation with someone that you've been putting that conversation off, someone that you just really need to sit down and talk to about something? Are you putting that off? Maybe that's one thing that you could do. Another suggestion would be, do you need to make a phone call, a certain phone call to someone or something or whatever to take care of some business or to finish a conversation? Maybe that's something that you need to do. Another suggestion would be making that courageous move. Is it time to move locations for your home or your apartment? Is it time to change jobs or change careers? I want you to choose one thing that you can personally do to build that courageous muscle. Because remember, that's where we're at. We're trying to live courageously, and you've got to challenge yourself, challenge your thinking to get it done. Or perhaps there's a habit that you need to change. Only you know what that is. Is there a habit that you need to change? Maybe that's something that you need to work on. And I'm going to be cheering you on all these things. Or, sometimes people want to lose weight and that becomes a challenge. So think about that. And then some people just have a hard time saying no. Perhaps this is the time, ladies, for you to step in and step up here to make some things happen in your life so that you are no longer plagued with all this. So I gave you some suggestions. These may not be the suggestions that you need, but I'm asking you to choose one thing in your life, examine your life, and choose one thing that you can do that will be challenging enough for you to make that courageous muscle stick. Because what I know for sure, is that you do nothing, then nothing will change. We will be sitting here and you will be looking in the same mirror this time next year saying, I wish I could have done it, or I shoulda, coulda, woulda. We've all heard that before. That's not going to change the trajectory of your life in terms of being a courageous woman. I promise you it will not. You just have to put one foot in front of the other. And I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Reach out to me and let me know how I can help you. Step out of your comfort zone, and ladies, just get it done. Just do it. I know it's easier said than done, but make up in your mind that you will be doing something different. As I said a few minutes ago, be mindful to include courageous living in your daily life. So I want you to, sum this up. I hope this has been beneficial. I want you to stay the course in all this. I know it's not easy, but jot your notes down. Reach out to me, and I'm here to definitely help you along the way, because I want to see every woman win, where empowerment is elevated and every woman wins in the Courageous Woman Network. So until next time, I will see you. I'm going to sign off. And listen, you be blessed and you take good care of yourself in this journey. All right, take care.